My name's Jenny, and I am here with Dixie Andelin Forsyth for a feminine moment, and we are going to answer a question off of our closed Facebook group. So we will begin with the first question that came in. The question is, how do I keep from going down into the basement when he is depressed or in a bad mood?
That's a really good question, and I think a lot of us struggle with that. I struggle with it. Now, my husband Bob does not struggle with it when I'm upstairs. And so I can take a page out of his book, metaphorically, and what I've learned about that is that when you're aware, and this is one of the things that's so neat about the information in Timeless, is that when you're aware, and he's in this downstairs mood, cranky, scared, a lot of times they're worried about something. They may feel like they failed at something, or fear is often behind it. The way you can keep from going downstairs is first recognizing he's in the basement, he's downstairs. Okay, I don't want to go down there. When you can put consciousness on it, it really helps. And then when you think, okay, what can I do to A, stay upstairs myself, and B, try to influence him too. And so with Timeless, there's a whole list of things that you can do. And depending on your personality, what works in that situation, sometimes humor is good. Sometimes humor just makes them like angry. Not ready. You know what I mean? If you say something humorous and at just the wrong time, it kind of is irritating to some people. Yes. So you can do things like, you can always do sincere admiration. That tends to help them be upstairs. You know, I was thinking today about how proud I am of you for such and such, specific things like that. You can also talk about, if you're this type of person, depending on the weather. Here it's winter, and so I'm not going to suggest, well, Bob doesn't go downstairs, so.
He doesn't.
No, he hardly ever does.
Doesn't.
No, it's me. He's so great.
So what does Bob do?
No, you'd say you might, no.
So Bob, what do you do if she goes down to the basement?
I listen.
That's a good one.
The number one thing is don't go down there too.
Yeah, well, we're talking about
that's what we're saying.
Going down there. How do you keep from going down there?
You've got to realize what's happening. First of all, you can't really deal with something until you understand the problem. If you can accurately figure out what's going on, like, oh, she is downstairs. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't say that, of course.
No, that wouldn't go over too well. But you sometimes, when he's affectionate and sympathetic to me, that really helps me. If he was downstairs, which he never is, listening would be good for him.
I can offer, because my husband is a brooding type.
Okay.
So when he is downstairs, I mean, he literally goes to the downstairs area of our house, which you guys.
So he'll feel more comfortable where his mind is anyway.
Yeah, the TV's on. It's dark. It's almost like exactly like your picture.
You like to get into the dark. Yeah, you don't like dark.
So I turn on the light. I start cooking yummy food. I'll maybe make him chocolate chip cookies. Right. Don't bother him. And then, actually the food and the light helps.
Right. Light actually, just turning on the lights is symbolic, but
yeah, it is.
it's great.
Well, and for your husband, that's a great idea. If he likes food, which most men do, try to cook something that he likes.
Yes, I cook his favorite thing, meatloaf.
Yeah.
The thing for me is I don't really like being downstairs. I get down there occasionally, but I don't really like it down there. It's kind of depressing and boring, and I prefer to stay upstairs, so I just figure out ways to get upstairs as much as possible. The quickest one for me is gratitude. I found that's the quickest.
Yeah.
I think, okay, I'm probably feeling a little self-pity, or I'm grumbling, or I am, I don't know, just kind of not really. I've lost my perspective.
Yeah.
Because downstairs there's no perspective. It's all sensory. and it's immediate. Let's see, how do I feel at this moment? Oh, it's too hot. Oh, crap. No, it's too cold. Oh, no.
You're so adorable. So you know what oh, there they go, the lovebirds. It's okay. You can't resist, Dixie. I know.
He is so cute, and he's always cute, but particularly today, I just kind of can't resist.
But I loved what I learned from you both is that dopamine shower, because I've been sitting here at this very desk and I'm like, I feel off. I'm normally really happy and something's not right, Bob, just like what you said. And I'll do that. What am I grateful for? I'll even just start writing it down. What's right in life, what the truth is. And it overcomes all this negative or feelings I have about myself or my life and doubt. I challenge those thoughts, challenge
downstairs is always selfishness. It's almost always about me, an immediate thing, and it's all turned inward. Upstairs is outward. It's oh, okay, who's here and what's going on, and
so to keep from going down there with him, you need to be aware of it and the things that it takes to help keep you up.
This is kind of the idea of mindfulness, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like being aware, it's being self-aware enough to learn to manage your own condition, because we can all do that if we
well, when to go back to her question, you know, we have spouses or boyfriends who bring a bad mood into the home, right? They come in after a bad day and we were all having fun, and then boom, here comes this dark cloud. So what do you say to that woman? What can she do in that moment?
Well, here's the problem. The easiest thing is to think, you know, I've got to go down there with him. I mean, in other words, people get influenced by stuff around them, and they don't realize that they influence those that are around them.
That's
so
right.
So you tend to be pulled by the mood around you or the dominant mood in the situation, and if you can just simply maybe just not go down there, you know, I mean, a person will be influenced by you and they won't even know it.
The way to not go down there, what you're saying is to be aware of what's happening and refuse to go down.
Right, and just
you don't have to do it, but you need, in order to not do it, you need to be aware that you could.
So how do you also suffer with him, which is part of the sympathetic understanding? Because you don't want to be.
No, you can
really. Why you can't be sympathetic? You can say, "Yeah, how are you doing? Oh, you look a little bit, I don't know, stressed, or you know your partner pretty well. You can say, how are you doing? Are you?
Yeah, or you've had a rough day. How? Yeah.
Was it rough
or
today?
You need to talk.
You need to talk, or can I get you anything? Would you like a back rub, or you know? I mean,
there you go.
I mean, it can be simple, just showing that you're not down there too.
Yeah, I love that. This has been so great.
By the way, they don't need you to be down there. They're probably really emotionally hoping you don't go down. They don't need you down there.
I've had people say that good relationships fight all the time because that's normal. You know, I've heard that. I've had people say that it's not normal to be up. And I think, whoa.
Well, there's that secondary gain thing. It's like, this is comfortable for me, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah, if you're familiar, if you stay in hell because you know the names of the streets. Right?
We had an ex son-in-law years ago that used to say
I like that.
He didn't trust our relationship because we were too affectionate all the time, that we needed to fight, otherwise that's not normal.
No.
Well, we can fight. I memean, we can have differences, and
that's not.
I had a relationship that never fought. We just never fought.
Yeah.
If there was a conflict, we talked it out. We always were very agreeable with each other.
We usually talk it out.
Disagree with, we talk it out, but we don't fight. Nobody wins those.
Well, nobody's listening either. If you're in an entrenched kind of position, I think that. I think sometimes I have a tendency, if Dixie's stressed, sometimes I'll come in and say, I'll kind of lecture her a little bit and say, I mean, I'm trying to think. It seemed like it just happened because I do that sometimes. Oh, look, that's not a big deal. Let's move on. And she really just wants a little bit of sympathy.
And so it's saying to me, how could I have handled this better? And I'll say, what I would love for you to do is to take me in your arms and say this, this, and this. And then he appreciates that.
That's a great idea, Dixie.
What should I do?
I just had a light bulb moment. I just think you asked for what you need, Dixie, just what you did. You said, this is what I need for you to do, Bob.
Yeah, and it helps if I'm open to that. I'm just say, hey, what I think I did something I sometimes do, and that's intellectualize it. I mean, I say, hey, well, look, no, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about that. Let's just move on. And she really is worried about something and needs just a little bit of comfort or something, you know. And I don't always realize that. Oh, that's not a big deal. Let's go.
I'm just reminded of when you role played when Dixie was talking to you about something that was really hurting you, Dixie, and then he went and started this whole thing.
Oh yeah, I can't be the only one. That's why we use it.
Oh yeah, well,
that was the best.
We do stuff like that. I mean, I don't do everything perfectly.
How did Dixie
I
handle
mess
it?
up sometimes. I'll be distracted by something, and you know, we have those things happen. It's not like we just have this floating, happy, tranquil marriage. You know, we have differences, and I'll say something insensitive, and
but it's how you handle it, the response, right?
Yeah, it's what you do with it. To me, a good relationship has to have a repair function, and that can either be I'm sorry, or it's hey, what could I have done differently? If you've got that repair function in there, a lot of relationships can work pretty well.
I like that, a repair function.
It's in the book. It's in Timeless.
I think it ties into the original question.
Right.
Too, was what do you do? Because when he's downstairs, he may snap at you. But just before we end, I have to say,
yes,
that because I'm doing this with you, Bob offered to make breakfast because we're having a meeting in a little bit, and I have to interject. Men are not usually that great at multitasking, and
the bacon.
Yeah. I said you cannot you cannannot not tend it.
That's my fault. I think I drew him.
No, it's not. It's because he's incredible, but he's not that great at.
Well, does he smell it? I mean, you probably, like for me, I know, oh no, it's done. Like just by the smell.
I sitting here talking, I can smell it.
That's why you were triggered. I could see the anxiety.
Those of us who cook, which is most of us, know that when you can smell something really strong, it's probably done.
Yes.
Check it. Yeah. So
that was great. Thank you so much.
So, he's so cute. But I kind of knew he was going to do that. Okay.
It's perfect.
So thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. We're wrapping up.
Isn't he great? Yeah.
He's great. You're both great. Thank you for answering this question for Paige. And we will be back to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.